So, what do I feel, or what are my thoughts on the country should direction it should take at this time? Um, well, when you see certain tweets and things and opinions on YouTube and other places and social media, Instagram, things of that nature. Um, I always scroll and look for other opinions that are similar. That's why many times you hear me say content is for those who are of like-minded individuals, those who have this same mindset. Of course, it's that term like-minded has become trending. People are biting it every, that's just the norm. They look to DJ Art Butler sounds for the trends moving forward. Yeah. So hopefully, for most people, like-minded is it's pretty simple, right or wrong. That's just it. Um, so with that being said, so I look and I'm surprised that there's a lot of people, a lot more people feel you know have the same concept, and the general consensus is just what's right or what's wrong, or just in the same fact, like that's just what makes sense. That makes sense. So with that being said, once again, there is a young lady named Angela Stanton King. Yes, Angela Stanton King. She gets it. Everything that I put a lot of videos out last year concerning the election and just the country, the U.S. as a whole, and she is excellent, absolutely wonderful, great work, and everyone else to just really sit back, listen to her, and really move in the direction of the things she says because it's generally what everyone is thinking. And yeah, she not only like she undermine like she didn't just sit with Trump, the business person that people have known for years, which would be which would be a great feat in itself. Yeah, she's a businesswoman also, and she was able to. She sat with not just Trump as a business, but she sat with the. They tried to diminish his title, as they used to do with Obama. They used to say President Obama. They just call him Obama. Yet they tried to diminish his title, and they can't look over the fact that this woman had many conversations with the President of the United States, and he was all on board for what her thoughts, opinions, and direction she wanted to take the country. So Kwame Brown has an interview with her, man. I had to listen a couple times. She gives so much a great interview. Shout out to Kwame straight up. She gives so much information in that short amount in that interview that it really needs to be looked at. I see what it's all about. Because at this time, if you have Democrats, politicians who are fleeing to avoid votes, let me ask you something. What happens if you have a court date and you don't show up? Right? How can you have a court date and only you work for the courts and not show up for your job and not show up for court and flee the state? And it's even a debate about what should happen. The rules for me and not for thee should definitely be looked at that term because They're playing. These politicians are playing a weird, awful, and sad game that I guess they kind of, they feel that people aren't paying attention. Yet it's still, when you look at the consensus of everybody else, they are. And they see that, hey, listen, I'm not going for that. There's no way you can avoid, as a politician, avoid going to court. So when things turn left, as they say, what are you going to say? How can you support? How can you support Cuba at this time? Cuba, y'all rally, y'all fight for your freedom, protest, do all this, and then right here in the States, people protest on all sides. And they're right at your Capitol door, in the streets, protesting, and they condemn protests all over. How does that work? How are we condemning protests in our country from things that we see, and that people are the corruption that the people see, and then get it, stand up and say and talk to Cuba and say y'all protest or overthrow and dismantle and disrupt your country. It's not a problem. Fight for your freedom over there, but y'all don't fight for it. Nah, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So, make sure people pay close attention to what's happening. And know that you can't pay everybody off. The military, it's being reported that military personnel are leaving the military. So who are you going to govern? People need to make sure and listen that protest is the least of their worries. Because who are you going to govern when the police officers, the firemen, the ambulance workers are leaving, and the military are leaving? Who are you going to govern? Who are you going to have? When all the military leave the White House that's protecting the White House, which is an unprecedented, never happened offense at the White House. They say, hey man, Joe Biden, you're on your own. Or get him out of here. So, pay attention to know God is great.